Hey guys, so I have another process video for you today, and it is going to be quite different. Um, let's see. So, first of all, I'd like to mention that my camera setup is a bit different today. Hopefully, it will improve the video. If not, it might fall down at some point. So I apologize if that happens in advance. So today I'm going to be making my third layout for the paper issues crop, and I'm still working on the Saturday challenges and the Friday challenges because it's Sunday morning here, which means it's Saturday midnight in the US. So the new challenges aren't up yet, and I have a couple of hours to catch up. So anyway, I will be doing the Oprah challenge today, which is to use 10 of something. And I decided to do 10 photos, and I do have 11, but that still qualifies as 10. Yes, and I am going to be starting my Rome vacation album, so this is photos from the fourth day, and I really did want to go day by day and start in the row, but it's the only day that has 10 of these small photos that I could use on a layout, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We'll see how this is going to go. So if you don't know about the Paper Issues Facebook group, you should go and check it out, even if it's not during the crop, because the challenges will be open until November 18th. So I'm going to start creating my layout. I'll put you in fast forward and see what I come up with. Okay, so I'm starting off by getting a piece of A3 paper and trimming it down to a 12 by 12. So I'm just using my ruler and marking it with a pencil and then cutting it down with my Fiskars trimmer there. And then I'm taking my photos. So I have 11 square photos and they're about 2 by 2. And I pick collaged them. So there's an app called Pick Collage, and I just what the heck. I collaged a number of photos into one so I could print them in smaller sizes at the printing store. And then here I'm going through all my 6x6 paper pads. So I started with the Simple Stores Vintage Bliss, on which I matted, so that's where that pink paper is from. And then I went through the Amy Tangerine Stitch collection and picked out some papers that could potentially be mattes. So one of them was that green paper, and then another is going to be that camera paper. And just a sec, there we go. So, and you can see on some of the photos that there's that little mark from the Pic Collage app, but I don't really mind it. So, yeah, because I don't have a printer at home, so I have to bring these to to a Photoshop here, and they charge me way too much to crop down the photos themselves. So, I just Pic Collage them there. It's much cheaper. And yeah. So then I used from this floral paper pad, I used that one I matted the photo in the top row in the middle. And then I'm going to mat this photo with that stripe, but I'm going to switch that out at the end because I don't really like it. So I used another Amy Tangerine paper there. That blue chevron that's matting the third picture in the top row is from the Basic Stack by Die Cuts with a View, and then that glitter paper is from the Glitter Stack by Die Cuts with a View, and they're both 6x6 paper pads. So here I'm going through the Vintage Bliss collection again, and I found that striped paper that I wanted to use, but in order for me to use it, I had to rearrange a bunch of mats there on the photo. And then here I'm just putting on some music. I'm sorry, you have to see that. So I think I have everything matted. No, I just have one left. So here I'm switching out mats again. So that paper that I just used, the green stripe, is from the Basic Stack by Die Cuts with a View. And I believe, yeah, here I'm looking for some yellow, but I'm not going to find any. So I'm just going to use another paper from the Vintage Bliss collection, that chevron paper there. It has some yellow in it. So there's that, and then I'm gonna switch out that stripe paper in just a bit. yeah, once I get to it. So I'm using some adhesive. That's some Scotch dual tip, dual applicator, something like that. I just bought from a grocery store here. And I'm matting all of my photos. I'm gluing down the mats I picked out. And I'm trimming down the mats because they were really crooked because I roughly cut them the first time around. So I'm just using like a standard scissors from, I don't even know where. It was probably like one of those, but I think it's from Tiger. I'm not sure. It's like a really cheap scissors. It works. It's still scissors. I don't really need a fancy scissors. So yeah, still matting photos. So this, I think I mentioned it in the intro part, but this is the first page I'm making for my vacation album, and it is day 4. And I really wanted to start with day 1 and go from there, but it was the only day that had 10 photos that I could scrap on one layout. So I'm just going with it. And then that's a little doily that I got in the package that Laura Rumble sent me. You can watch the little haul video sort of for that, which is on my channel. And she also sent me these wood veneers, and I really love them. So I put that doily in the middle, and that's going to house my journaling and my title. And then I'm taking some little embellishments, some little embellishments like wood veneer. So I'm going to use 2 arrows and the camera exactly where they are. And then I'm dabbling with the idea of using some buttons, but those aren't going to stay on there. And then I'm thinking about using some flare, but at this point I'm not really liking it. But I will change my mind about that at the end. I'll end up using 3 different flare badges. So those flare badges are also from Laura. I'm sorry. Yeah, I love everything she sent me. I can't believe she sent me so much stuff. Anyway, so if you want to see what she sent me in detail, I have a sort of haul video on my channel you can check out. So here I felt like the photos needed to be grounded somehow, so I pulled out my chalk pastels, and those are literally from Lidl, which is a grocery store here. It's a German-based grocery store, and I think it's in a lot of countries in Europe, so if you're living in Europe, you might have heard of it. So I originally started with pink and green, and I'm just rubbing together just a little corner for each of the photos. So I'm adding some color and then I'm rubbing it with my finger. And then I'm also going to pull in some blue. And then I'm going to find that I'm going to need a 4th color, so I'm going to add some yellow as well. And I discovered they are erasable, so if you own these chalk pastels and you make a mistake, you could probably erase it if you didn't add water or anything, because I didn't. In this case, I don't know if it would apply with water. So there I brought in the yellow, and I think that's about it. Yeah, and at this point, I have no clue what I'm gonna do next. Yeah, so I went somewhere there. I'm not sure where. I should be back in a bit. There I am. So yeah, okay, I went and got the Atwell collection, the collection pack, that's by Fancy Pants, because I wanted something to border the whole layout, because again, it just felt like it was floating in air. So I found that blue piece, and I also found the diagonal stripe, but I decided I would like to use the blue in this specific layout. And then I noticed I hadn't done chalk thingy under that photo, so I went ahead and did that. And I did use yellow, which reminds me a bit of McDonald's, but I have to get over that because it's a bit ridiculous. So I do literally avoid using red and yellow together because it looks like McDonald's, and yeah. Unless it's mixed media. If it's mixed media-ish, I don't really have that problem. But yeah, anyway, so I'm using some glue here. It's a Yoo-Hoo Twist and Glue. And I don't really have a preference on what glue I use. It's just what I find in front of me at the moment. Plus, in this specific case, I was running low on all of my glue, so I was using a mix and match of everything. And then I'm also going to glue down that doily. And I think I'm going to also glue down the wood veneer. I'm not sure. No, not going to do that yet. Okay, so again, I'm stuck. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm just going through that little container of embellishments, and I pulled out those sequins that I knew I wanted to use at the end, and also some pieces of flair. And then I'm also getting that puffy sticker from the puffy stickers from the Owl collection. And I knew I wanted to add just a little something to each of the photos, so I added the puffy stickers that I could to some of the photos, and then I went and added other things to the photos that were left. So I added a triangle, a gray triangle on one of them, and a blue circle on another. And then two of them already have a wood veneer piece, so then I'm adding three flare badges to three different photos. So the one that says love, the other that says just lovely, and then a little camera one, which I really love. So there's a couple that don't have anything yet, I think, which is why I'm going through these embellishments, but I forgot I pulled them out because there's a huge mess happening on my desk right now. So I won't end up using any of those. Okay, so then I'm trying to decide what letters I want to use for my title. So it's either going to be the Tim Holtz little black and white ones that you'll see in a bit, or the basic gray prism ones. And when I go and glue down the flare, my battery died, but I only added my title and some journaling to the layout and the sequence, and which you'll see in, I'll show it to you later with the close-ups, and I'll explain what I did off camera. So here's what I'm trying to decide what I want to use, and I'm thinking I might want to use some yellow, but I am going to eventually just decide on using the black and white. And here is where my camera is going to die. And finished layout, I really like how it turned out. So you probably saw up to the part where I added my flare, and I was thinking about whether or which outfits to use for my title. So it was either these Tim Holtz ones or that big sheet from the Basic Gray Prism collection, and I decided on the Tim Holtz. So basically I just spelled out my title and that little dolly and did some journaling using a pink Sharpie. Okay, here it is. So it's a ultra fine point permanent marker, and it came in a set of 4, and I think it was called the neon package. I'm not sure. But if you want to know, you can check out the very first video on my channel, which is a haul video. Those should be in there. So, and then I also added 3 little sequins, and that's about it. That's what I did off camera when my battery died. So here are the close-ups. So be sure to check out the Paper Issues Facebook group to participate in any of these challenges. They have some really fun ones that are getting me going. So yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram at graceislander.wordpress.com, or at not Instagram, that's my blog, or Instagram at grace_islander. So yes, I will have some pictures at the end, and thanks for watching, and see you next time.